folks, welcome back to the channel. This is, once again, Marta's Mystery Masterclass. This is the second time I've tried to do this. I've got the camera oriented differently, so you're seeing a little bit more of my office, and I have been doing a lot more thinking about the channel and about the shape of what I want to share with you all. So this video will be the first of two to talk specifically about the theme of inspiration. You know, if I've said these videos they're a class, they're intended to help you write your first novel, I thought, okay, that's got me thinking about what are the steps, what are the pieces, what all would be helpful for you to know. I'm not going to say what do you need to know to write a novel, because what I found out writing my novels is it's a different thing for everybody. What I need to know to write a novel is different from what you need to know to write a novel. So I am going to go with these are some things that were helpful to me. So inspiration. Where do you find inspiration for a mystery novel? And of course, you can find it in newspaper headlines, you can find it in history, you can find it in the world around you. But for me, and one of the things I'll return to again and again in this series of videos, is that being a good writer means being a good reader. And a good writer and a good reader really are a reader who reads a lot of books and a writer who writes a lot of words. In the end, folks, I think it's a numbers game. I think quantity yields quality in this business. And I think it's easy as a novice writer to get really fixated on, I've only got like an afternoon a week to do this. I don't know where I'm going to have time to read because I want to put all this time into writing. I'm going to urge you to split whatever time you have. Use some of it to read and use some of it to write, because I think it's absolutely critical for a writer to be a reader, and particularly to be a reader in the genre that you're writing for. To that end, since this is the Mystery Masterclass, I'm gonna make some recommendations on inspiring mystery reading. Mysteries, I think more than science fiction, live in the novels. Science fiction, which is my other channel, Marta's Sci-Fi Seminar, science fiction really lives in its short stories. It's a genre that never really outgrew the pulp magazines. Mystery, by and large, has done that. When we think of mysteries, we think of mystery novels. However, when you're looking for inspiration, when you're looking to broaden your horizons, gosh, short stories are a great way to do that, because they're a great way to get a nice overview of what other people are doing, like right now in your genre. So to that end, there are still a couple of pulp mystery magazines out there. Ellery Queen Mystery Magazine, Alfred Hitchcock's Mystery Magazine. There are others that are smaller. Those are too bigs. There's also every year an anthology put out, the Best American Mystery Writing. It is curated by, the series is curated by a guy who runs a mystery bookstore in New York, and he's pretty fabulous, and has been doing, is a mystery editor, a mystery writer, decades of experience in the genre, and really doing a fantastic job putting that series together. So if you're looking for inspiration, those are great sources. I would also highly recommend, I've just joined Sisters in Crime. They maintain fantastic lists of mystery writers of color, of queer mystery writers. If you hail from one of those communities, please, I hope you feel welcome on this channel. And I will try to highlight writers that come from those communities, because I feel like it's been an awful long time since writers of color and queer writers have gotten their due in genre work, whether that's mystery, science fiction, romance. Y'all have been out there a very long time without getting a lot of credit. So anyhow, look for that to come on the channel. But I want to come back to my point about reading and writing. To me, writing starts with words. And I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, I avoided reading thus and such because I didn't want to be too influenced. Oh, I don't read because I want to be original. Folks, I'd like to speak directly to that as somebody who is, has been an academic, who is a writer, and say, you gotta let that go. Originality is overrated. You are gonna be original just because you are you. That's the way it's gonna be. You are gonna sound naturally like whatever you're consuming in terms of media. If you're not consuming any books, then you're gonna sound like the TV. If you are consuming books, but only maybe a narrow range of writers, you're gonna sound like that narrow range of writers. If you are consuming a broad range of media, a broad range of books, hey, guess what? Your voice, the way that you sound on paper is gonna sound bigger and broader, more informed, more nuanced, because you're gonna be putting all those things together. And the more pieces you have to put together, the more complexity you're gonna have to offer when you actually start writing things out. So I know time is a factor for a lot of folks, and time is the reason a lot of folks aren't writing their novels. But I really urge you to use some of the precious free time you have to write to actually read, and specifically read in genre. We're going to talk next week. This is Inspiration Part 1. We're going to talk next week, Inspiration Part 2, about the other thing. I would really love to see you all spending time reading. But for now, think about reading in genre. Think about reading widely in genre. It's not going to make you sound derivative. It's not going to be the reason that you aren't perfectly original. It's going to make you sound more confident. It's going to make you sound more like you know how this goes together. Because the more you read, the more those things are just going to be part of the stuff you wear around with you when you're writing, when you're working, when you're thinking about your stories. So please, please, please turn to inspiration. And if Ellery Queen and Alfred Hitchcock and Best American Mysteries don't give you anything, if you look through the Sisters in Crime list, particularly Frankie's list is pretty fabulous, you don't see anything there that makes you feel like, I want to know more about that, go to your library, or, given the pandemic, call your library, contact them online. Librarians love questions like, what do I read next? They really do. All right, so go get inspired, find new work to read, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.